Hi there, this is Valerie, and I'm here to give you a tutorial on how to use AutoCrat to write your own silly stories like the popular game MadLibs. Now, the way that AutoCrat works is it takes a template, such as a document or a spreadsheet, that has tags, and then it merges information from a spreadsheet into those tags. So the first thing that we're going to need is a template. Now, what I've created is a template of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and as you can see, I've taken out some of the words and inserted these merge tags. Now, the merge tags have these double brackets here on the side, and then whatever is inside is the name of the tag. So you can see that I've named them after the part of speech that I want to be in that spot. Now, if you have the same tag in multiple places, then the same word or the same information will be put in every place where that tag is found. For example, you can see here in the title that I have noun 1, and I also have a noun 1 in the top line and a noun 1 here toward the end. Now, I did this on purpose because I do want the same noun in all three places for some continuity that mimics the original format of the poem. But here where you see noun 2, noun 3, noun 4, those are for different words. Now I have my template, so what I need is the information that will be merged into this template. Now, if you have a spreadsheet that has all the information you want, then you can merge them together. Now, for my purposes here with a silly story, what I did is I created a Google form, which is like a survey, and I would send this out to my students, have them fill it out, and then all of that information will be sorted into a spreadsheet that I can use. Now you can see here is where I've created this form. Now the first question that I asked here requests the student's name, and this is going to be important in a later step. But then you can see all of my questions are just titled exactly as the tags are written in the story. You don't need those double brackets here, but whatever's here as the question title does need to be exactly what's inside those double brackets. And then I made it just a text so that they can type their answer. And of course, I made all questions required so they don't skip any of the parts of speech and end up with a story that has random tags throughout the story. I also made some notes to my students about what to put in these spots for these words. For instance, I made a note that 2 of the words should rhyme. That's not necessary. If you do write help text here, that's not going to affect the spreadsheet or the information. It's not going to affect your merged document. So let's actually fill this out, and then I'll show you the information in the spreadsheet and how we're going to merge it. So here's my silly story. This is what the students would see. And as you can see, I already filled it out with nouns, verbs, adjectives, and so forth. So I'm going to submit the information, and you can see that it says our response was recorded. So what I want to do is go to the response sheet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and I'm going to find the folder where the form was that we just took, and that's where the responses spreadsheet is going to be. So I'm going to go into the spreadsheet, and I want to take a look at the responses that have been recorded there. Now you can see that the form has been actually filled out several times, and the most recent, the one that I just entered, is right here at the bottom. All right, I don't know if you heard that. There was just an announcement at my school. All right, but down here you can see the information that we just submitted in the form. And then up here at the top, you can see the titles of those questions. And these titles up here is how AutoCrat is going to know which bit of information to put into which tag. So here's where AutoCrat comes in. I'm going to go up here at the top of Sheets and click on Add-ons. You can see I have AutoCrat installed already. If you don't, you can go down to Get Add-ons, type AutoCrat, and then add it as an add-on to your Google Sheets. Then I'm going to go over here and click Launch. And after it thinks for a moment, it's going to bring up a box over here on the right side of the screen where it's going to give me the option to create a new merged document. So up here, I'm going to click New Merge Job. And after it loads for a bit, it's going to ask me to upload the template that I want to use. So the template is wherever I want this information to be inserted into. Now down here you can see that I've already used this template before, so I'm going to going to choose it from here. But what you would do is go into Drive. And what it's going to do is pull up everything in Drive. It can look a little bit cluttered. So what I would suggest is that you just search for what you want, and then you can choose it from here. Now, since I've already uploaded it, I'm going to choose it from previously used templates. Now, after it loads, if this is the first time you've done this merge job or used this template, it's going to ask you to name the merge job. Now, this title is actually going to be for a folder where it's going to create every single document, one document per row that's submitted here. So I'm going to title it Twinkle Twinkle. Then all of my students' stories, all of their submissions for this particular form will go into this folder to be easily found. Now, this next part right here might look a little bit intimidating because of these tags, but these are very helpful. Now, what this does is it tells AutoCrat what to title all of the documents. And so you can title them as the names of the sheets. So for example, I asked the students to fill out their name. And so what I want to do is tell AutoCrat to name all of the documents by the name of the child. So it's easy to find each of their stories. So I just copy and pasted that right here. And I do want the file to be in a Google document. So I'm going to save that. And now it's going to give me the option to merge the files or to preview the merge. I always suggest previewing it first so that if there are any mistakes, any inconsistencies, you can take care of that. It's taking a while to think, but what it should do is show us, there we go, this page right here where we can run the merge or we can preview. So I'm going to click preview and we're going to see if it works. See if all of those tags are gone and if the words are in their place. Now the preview is going to show me every document made from every story here, every line of text or data. So this story right here, you can see the tags are gone and words have been inserted into their place. And this is actually based on the first row of information. If I were to click next, it would show me the story or the merged document that was created from the second row of text or my second student. So you could go through and preview them all if you'd like, but generally, if one is working, then the others will be too, because it's based on those rows of information. So I'm going to close the preview, and I'm going to click Run Merge. And then after it merges, what I'm going to do is go back into my Drive and find that folder that we created called Twinkle Twinkle. That's where my stories will actually be. So you can see it tells you a little bit about what it's doing. It's looking through all of the rows, and it'll tell you how many jobs have been merged or how many rows of information have merged with our template, and then if any rows were skipped for some reason, whether they were empty or otherwise. So it's going to take a little bit to merge all of those 8 rows, but then once it's done merging all of them, you'll see them all in that folder that we talked about. All right. So all of my jobs are completed, so I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to go back into my Drive. And when I do go back into the same place as that sheet where all that information was, you see that now there's a folder that wasn't there before called Twinkle Twinkle, just what I asked it to be titled. And it's telling me that it's the merged documents. So if I open that folder, then you'll see that all of the documents are named as the students, which is exactly what we asked it to do. So I'm going to open up this one by Rusty, and we'll take a look at how the story turned out. So here's Rusty's story. Let's take a look. Twinkle, twinkle, little coffee, how I guzzle what you are, up above the mug so mellow, like a bagel in the jello. Twinkle, twinkle, little coffee, how I guzzle what you are. And that's how you create an AutoCrat silly story. Thanks for watching.